going live. So I want to,
Oh,
we're live.
there we go.
Who knows? I'll probably have to trim that video, but whatever. But who doesn't want to just sit here and look at Stormi Scott? Come on, you guys. Look how beautiful she is. She's
Oh,
such a sweetheart.
thank you.
And I'm super excited to be back with you guys. I know you watch the podcast, so you see me at least once a week, but I kind of miss you guys. I was live every day, about 5 times a day for 3 weeks in a row. So I feel like I haven't been out here in my community in a while. So I'm back, and I'm back with amazing resources today that I know all of you out there in our community will find resourceful. I'll tell you why. If you've been watching the news, I believe it's $482 billion bailout again for the PPP loans. And I don't know about you with a small business, but I can tell you that there's been a little tension in my house with my husband owning his own business as well. Not to mention several women that I've spoken to that their financial institutions are dragging their feet. They're very overwhelmed right now. And so what Stormy and I want to talk to all of you about today is how you can gain a line of credit and get credit for your business in a crisis. I don't know about you. I would call this a crisis. Would you not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to have Stormy talk a little bit about her and why she's so passionate about what she's doing. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about how you can gain credit for your business, meaning let's say you don't qualify for a PPP, which everybody should, but your financial institution's dragging their feet. You're overwhelmed by the paperwork. We're going to kind of go through some of those pieces today. So I really feel like this is an important Facebook Live. If you've not watched any of the 31 that I did over the last 3 weeks, watch this one, because this is going to help you get cash for your business. Stormy, welcome, sweetheart.
Thank you. No, thank you so much for having me on today. Colleen and I connected very fast, and we immediately wanted to get my message out here to all of you that are listening to help all the businesses that are struggling in this crisis. So I'm so happy to be here talking about this topic and share my knowledge from my banking days. So this is great.
So you were a banker and started like as a personal banker, right? Like a teller many, many, many years ago. And what I love about Stormy's story, which I know that we're not going to get into her story today. However, Stormy is going to be a member of Lead Up for Women. And what's awesome about that is we're going to have her on the podcast. We're going to be featuring her on the Thrive Thursday newsletter. So you will see this beautiful redhead and you will recognize the name Stormy all over the Lead Up for Women community. And she's a valuable resource. Talk about an expert. She worked her way up. You know, that's the other thing. Like, I think we should be giving her kudos right now. What a success story to work your way up from being a personal banker and from, starting at the bottom at Wells Fargo. Was it Wells Fargo or whatever?
Yes.
At Wells Fargo.
Yep.
I had 3 children work at Wells Fargo just to get.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
How popular it is for children to get into finance. And, now she works for the company. Am I saying it right when I say Leverage, right? The company
Yes.
Leverage.
Yep.
And what I love about what she does is she's taken all of the fundamentals and the principles and the foundation of finance and the needs of the small businesses, which was her favorite place to work in. And what she didn't like about the banks is, if many of you know, when your applications have been kicked back, it's like this system of you don't fit in this box. That's a no. I'm sorry, we can't help you. That's not a yes by this level, or they can't fund you. So Stormy is working with Leverage, and this company helps you qualify and know how to qualify prior to walking into a bank. So then all you have to do is show up with your paperwork and say, oh, I'm well qualified. And then
Yes.
the process of somebody getting the cash goes from this, or maybe not getting it at all, to like this, right? Or maybe even that. So Stormy, tell us a little bit how, it's difficult for owners to get financing, but tell me why today is it difficult for owners to get financing? Because with COVID-19 and everything going on with what the government's, the CARE Act, talk a little bit more about why today
Yes.
many
Yes.
manic people, it's like manic manifesting for finances right now.
Yes. So I think that the two biggest problem for people that are coming into the bank and or speaking to their lender virtually, because there's a lot of that's going on right now, lots of email back and forth. And the one thing is just people are not prepared. They're not prepared to have that conversation, and they don't know what they need. A credit line is always a great option, and they go to their lender and they're like, hey, I've been with you guys for many years. I've been with you since I've opened my business. I have great credit and I need a credit line to weather this storm. Well, they're going to need a lot more than just that relationship. They're going to need to look at your business finances and see where your revenue is to be able to see if you can obtain a credit line. And you're right, if you don't fit in your lender's box, unfortunately, you will get declined. But like you said, there's many different lending institutions out there, and there's many different boxes and other boxes that you can fit in to qualify. It's just finding the right lender that is going to work with you. So it's one, finding that lender. It may be your credit score. They may be requesting a 680 and you may have a 620. Well, guess what? That other financial institution can offer it at a 620 credit score, or maybe it's how long you've been in business, what your revenue is, and so forth. There's all these different qualifications. So start with your research to be prepared walking into that financial institution that you choose. Do your research. And two, people are walking in, and I always say walking in, and we're not doing that these days.
No, but maybe on the computer, you're sending in an application, or
right.
called and made an appointment and you're talking with someone over the phone. They're asking these similar questions
yes.
to assist you in filling this out. And I can tell you more today than ever, you're generally not even getting to a person. You're just dealing with this auto bot, and that's even worse. Right? Okay.
That's bad.
Can you guys all see Stormy's face? We can tell from her face.
That's bad.
It's automated. I'll give you an example. The unemployment opened up and modified itself. They said unemployment for small business owners that are self-employed and have lost money, or if you're a contractor. Never before have they done this. I can tell you from speaking to all of my friends and family that they've not been able to modify the system fast enough. The Autobots are still throwing out all these letters to you that you're not qualifying because you don't fit in this box, because it's not taking into account that you're self-employed, because it's all automated.
Right.
That's the issue we're having. And what Stormy's talking about is nobody's coming. I have said this 1,000 times over. There's no one on a white horse that's going to come up and hand you a bag of cash. So you have to give yourself the permission to go get your stuff together. I say, get your house in order, know how much money you need. And if you can't get the PPP loan because you've tried and the finances haven't come through and the second wave comes through and maybe you get less than what you needed or not any at all, that's why I love this solution, because this solution isn't just in a crisis, but for now, it's a way for you to like put your big girl panties on and do it yourself. Is that right? Perfect. So talk a little bit more, Stormy, real quick, so that we can draw a very clear picture of what Leverage does and what they don't do.
Right.
Yeah. So let's talk about that.
Yes. Okay. So the problem, right, like I talked about, is being prepared. And you need to communicate effectively with the borrower. You need to be very direct. So what Leverage does is that you go in and you input your numbers. The thing that I love about it is it cuts all of the questions that we're asking you. I can't tell you how many times that I sat down with a business owner and I started asking them questions, and the answer always started with, well, I think, I estimate my revenue was probably at this. When you go in and use Leverage, you've already prepared, you've already looked into all of that, so you can input the correct information into the software. It's going to analyze the information you put. It's going to ask you how long you've been in business, what do you think your credit score is, and your revenue, your expenses, and it is going to pre-qualify you for the credit line that you're needing or term loan, whatever you're looking for. And it analyzes your information that you put in against standard common commercial bank guidelines. And what happens at the end is the best part. You get told, yes, you can get this credit line, or no, you can't. And if it tells you no, you go back in the software and you check yourself and see what needs to improve to realistically be able to move forward to obtain this credit line. And, maybe I need to improve, increase my revenue. I need to cut back on some certain things. And then boom, I can get the green. I can go get my line of credit that I need. And what happens is when you get that go, you get a one sheet piece of paper. And this one sheet piece of paper, we call it the leverage report. And oh my goodness, if somebody would have walked into the bank with one sheet of paper saying, hey, I just pre-qualified myself against common commercial bank guidelines using a third-party software, and it tells me I'm a go to a branch manager. Someone comes in and hands that to a branch manager. I mean, I would have been floored, because you just cut and you just saved so much time, because I can see on that one piece of paper, boom, boom, these are the qualifications. I'm thinking as a lender, these are the qualifications. I need this one sheet to tell me if I can do this deal for you or not. And then I can automatically see, oh, you've only been in business for 1.5 years. Unfortunately, you have to be in business for 2. But you, as the borrower, you feel empowered and you say, that's fine. I know I can get this line of credit. I'm going to go next lending institution, and continue that conversation. That's what it does. It's amazing.
Thank you, Stormy. And you brought up a very good point, which I just learned the other day. Did not know this. For the PPP loans, they're asking that you utilize the lender that you bank at for your business. And they don't want you cross going to other lenders unless you're just going straight into like SBA.gov, right? They want you to work with your lenders first. What you're saying is, I don't have to go with my lender that I currently have my business bank account with. I can go to any lender I want until someone says yes, especially when I know I'm qualified. It gives me a way better chance, and the process is faster. So I want everyone to kind of think about what we're saying here. If everyone's just focused on PPP loans, or everyone's just focused on what the government's giving. So you made a good point, Stormy. If you can't cut expenses, which you probably have already cut expenses, so that's going to help you a lot. If you're not able to increase your revenue because you're closed down or some other things are happening, right? We all know it's opening back up. This is an opportunity for you to get different cash than what we're talking about with the PPP loans and from the government. We're talking about getting a line of credit that can be open to you immediately for you to start using in your business, to be able to do more online marketing, for you to still promote your business and promote your menu of items, because I'm hoping you've all pivoted in your businesses, because this is the time to do it, because you need to understand these crises mean that moving forward, this type of thing could happen again, where you need to be able to be visible for people online and not just only in person, right? There's other ways for you to make money.
No, Colleen, you made a really good point. See, you go into the lender and you literally say, hey, like, here's when my business looked in February. Obviously, I do not look the same due to the virus. Yeah. Or maybe you do. I don't know what business you're in. But here's what I looked before the virus hit, which means I'm going to look like this once the virus is controlled. And I need a credit line right now to weather the storm.
Yep. I love that. It's absolutely perfect. And it's the truth. So we wanted to bring this to you today because this is a very valuable resource. So Stormy, talk to our viewers today a little bit about how they can access this software, what it costs, you're generously offering a discount to our Lead Up community. So let's get into that to help them understand how to take action now.
Yes, so you can go to our website, which there will be a link in a comment later on after the Facebook Live. So you can click on the link and go right to our website. It's LeverageCalc.com, CALC.com. And it's funny that you brought the pricing. the pricing for the software is awesome. It is, so you can do an annual subscription where you have access to a dashboard of all your transactions that you're doing, and you're able to go in and edit as many times. So let's say you're doing a deal with the lender and the lender comes back and wants to offer a higher rate. Well, what does that mean for your business? Go back in the software, change the rate in there and see what happens. So you can go in and sanity check yourself all day long. And so for the annual subscription, it is $197. And then for the person who is like, I want to do one transaction and be done, we do offer a monthly package, which is $57 a month.
Did you guys hear that? And I want to make sure we got that right, Stormy. That's for an entire year.
Yeah.
Is $197. I'm pretty sure that works out to be about $17 a month. Is that about right when you break it down? That's how cheap that is. It's like 50 cents a day, maybe, is what I'm thinking. Or 2 coffees a month, honestly. And with all the money you guys are saving right now in gas alone, $197 to invest in having this software for you to be able to not only today in the crisis, but moving forward for you to be able to obtain credit. This is the #1 reason why businesses fail. The #1 reason why businesses, especially female businesses, fail: access to cash.
Yes.
That's why this is important, because if I didn't think it was important and I didn't think you needed this resource, Stormy and I would not be here today. In fact, I begged her the day that we met on the phone, I need you to do a Facebook Live with me because your resource is so important for women to be able to have access to this software for that cheap of an amount of money. So, and then Stormy, you're offering a discount on top of that.
I was just about to say, and for all of the listeners, until end of day Sunday, you will receive 10% off. So I'm so happy that we're able to offer that in this crisis.
So you have all today, all weekend to make the decision on this, and go check out their website, LeverageCalc, right? LeverageCalc.com.
Yep.
And I want to thank Stormy for being with us today. It's just a joy that you are able to. How do you feel? Like, how do you literally feel daily knowing that you're bringing like hope and these resources to people that just, they're not necessarily well-versed in that finance area. And I say that because just because you start a business, because you have a zone of genius and you're magical at it and you just kill it in business, doesn't mean you know how to manage the finance side and you don't understand some of the structures that go behind how to access cash. And that's okay. You're not supposed to be everything in your business. That's why there's software. But Stormy, how does it feel being able to serve so many people in this capacity?
No, it is such a good feeling. That's one of the reasons why I joined Leverage, is because, like you said, I was just so tired of turning around and having to tell people no. Like, I always feel like I was delivering bad news, and I hated that. And in this time right now, something that I want to put in perspective really quickly, because you talked about the PPP program and the government programs that's out. I think that I read that the first time around 1.6 million businesses got the first round of money from the PPP program. So let's say in the end, 3 million businesses get the money. Okay. Well, there's 30 million small businesses. So that means only 90% will not get it.
Yeah, 10% get it. And by the way, I hate to break it to you, but many of those were big box chains. We're talking like they sucked up $30 million, each one of them of it. It's
just like that.
Awful. And we just feel like it's this tiny little speck, yet small businesses make up such like the largest percentage, yet they're getting the lowest piece of the pie.
Right.
Which means nobody's coming. Again,
right. So yes, you have to be proactive. We know that businesses are needing help and Leverage is responding. That's why you're able to utilize it at the comfort of your own home, your business. You're able to put in your numbers and communicate now with a lender who's going to whose box you're going to fit in. One other thing that I want to quickly mention is one thing that how we're responding is we actually are creating a digital platform in our software, and it's going to be called Leverage Connect. And you will have the ability to connect with a broker who represents over 120 lenders. So if you do connect, you take your leverage report and you do connect with your own lender. And I'm sorry to say this, but lenders are changing daily on what they want. Like, we don't know what the rules are. We don't know who's lending. But if your lender that you work with says no, you can digitally connect with our broker, who, like I said, represents 120 lenders. And that broker is going to find that lender that's going to be able to find you relief faster. Good. So excited for that.
And who doesn't want to connect with someone that can find them cash faster?
Especially now.
I'm gonna connect with somebody that wants to cash faster. So again, if you don't know if you qualify, that's generally what stops people from even trying. This software is less than $17 a month, or I think whatever it works. It's probably even less than that with the 10% off. It's so cheap. And it gives you the peace of mind, gives you the opportunity, not only now, but the whole year, right? And ongoing, for you to always be able to know where you stand, to be able to get access to cash, and for you to have the confidence when we get out and we're able to walk into our lenders' offices, for you to already have peace of mind to know, okay, I'll give an example. When you go buy a house, do you go look at homes and go to buy a house if you don't even know what you qualify for? No. Do you go buy a car if you don't even know how much you can afford? No. So then why would you try to go and get more cash than what a vehicle costs for your business without knowing if you qualify for it? I'll just leave that with you all, because seriously, we need to educate ourselves and we need to be prepared, because no one's coming. So this is all about you showing up for your business, showing up to get cash, and leading without permission. Like I said, the government's not going to give you permission. No one out there's coming. You have to take action today. And Stormy just gave you the best way to take action that is going to help you get cash fast. Thank you, Stormy.
Of course. Awesome. Thank you.
Guys, thanks for joining us today. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Say goodbye to everybody, Stormy.
Yes. Happy Friday. Bye, everyone.